Well, I woke up feeling a little florally today, so yeah, we all florid out. You know, the fashion is part of the thing, right? Well, I'm happy that we are in each other's company again. It's Wednesday morning. We've got 3 features today. 3. You see what I'm telling you? Something is up this morning, but stick around. What is for sure is that we've got 3 amazing features for you this morning, and you're going to want to be there for it. To all the wonderful people who's been meeting me saying, you know what, we really love the morning show. It's really uplifting. That is what we aim to do, and we are happy that you are sharing your thoughts as well with us. So thank you very much for those. Let's see what Kendall has. We'll be back.
Good morning. Equity Minister Joachim Henry is back at work after a month-long medical leave of absence. According to him, the time off was for some much-needed rest.
I have nothing life-threatening. I am extremely okay, well, and it is, according to my doctor, I have no life-threatening situation. I'm alive and well, and I've enjoyed the rest that doctor insisted on, and I'm back on my feet. I tell you, take care of yourselves and rest, and do the same that I'm doing there right now, and you'll feel good.
In March, the Equity Minister was hospitalized in neighboring Martinique after suffering a heart attack. In his absence, a Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, served as Acting Minister for Equity, Social Justice and People's Empowerment. To mark the conclusion of Teachers Week 2024, the St. Lucia Teachers Union, the SLTU, hosted a rally on Sunday, highlighting the organization's 90-year legacy of advocacy and progress while acknowledging current challenges.
Members, our world is changing, and we are seeing an increase in violence and indiscipline in our schools. We cannot turn a blind eye. It affects us all. SLTU will make its voice known. The introduction of artificial intelligence and the implications for teaching is another issue to keep our eyes on. Will it replace teachers? Is it the beginning of the dehumanization of teaching?
Gilroy Satney was the guest speaker for the rally. Satney's address focused on their theme, solidarity, advocacy and progress, the SLTU's legacy. St. Lucia is observing the 10th Annual Productivity Awareness Week under the theme, The AI Effect, using innovation to reshape productivity and enhance competitiveness. The week-long celebration is organized by the National Competitiveness and Productivity Council.
In today's dynamic environment, given the creative disruption and innovative transformations that are currently taking place on the global stage, it is essential that we focus our efforts on our focus to be placed on AI and its likely impact on society. Not only does AI have the potential to bring about numerous positive change, including enhanced productivity, improved healthcare, and increased access to education. AI-powered technologies can also solve complex problems and make our daily lives easier and more convenient.
This year's observance features a lineup of engaging activities, including debates, discussions, and an AI summit. These events aim to spotlight the vital role of AI in driving productivity across various sectors. The Renewable Energy Sector Development Project continues to make significant progress as it leads the nation towards a sustainable and energy-independent future. The project is a Government of St. Lucia initiative whose objective is to determine the viability of its geothermal resource for power generation through exploratory drilling.
Depois, o nosso testa vai fazer aquela miss, o que é meter, o serviço essa o dinheiro de algo que vai fazer projeto. Claro, o Felipe vai meter a vir, do que tudo se o dia o capital vai meter essa abuê, Cu plasla pe posket pe văliații a pe cuvânt care vai să care belțea lute.
The environmental and social impact assessment will evaluate long-term risks from the project and in so doing apply international standards to define mitigation measures to be implemented during the construction and testing process to ensure that the environmental conditions at the site are protected. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching.
Kendall, there you go again. Off the park. Thank you. We take a break and come right back. Friday, the Rotary Club, the St. Lucia Rotary Club, they erected a peace pole here, and we heard from the regional rep, but it was nice to hear from the gentlemen on the island who are the ones who are putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? They go out there. This is volunteerism, and these gentlemen has been volunteering, making sure that they put in the work in this capacity for a long time. So it was nice to hear their thoughts on, you know, the first ever peace pole being erected here in St. Lucia. You are now part of this body. You've continued to, like Mr. Melissa said, this takes a lot out of a human to be able to devote time to this. But you gentlemen have been doing it for quite some nights. So first, let me say kudos to you, because I don't have the time. You know, okay, it sounds like a nice, noble thing to do, but when you call upon now to actually be there in such a big way all the time and give us your time, it becomes a little challenging. So, gentlemen, I want to say thank you on behalf of everybody, you know, for the work that you continue, your selflessness towards adding to this. What does today mean for you, Livy?
Well, today is very important because it sends a number of messages, particularly to the wider community, that when they hear of Rotary and when they see us as Rotarians in the community, they can associate us with a message of peace. You know, young men who look at other men in the society, like myself, they see that we have a message of peace, that we want young men to do good, you know, to do right by themselves, by their families, and by our communities, you know. So, and planting the peace pole in the Derek Walcott Square is so symbolic because Derek Walcott, the square, is iconic. It's in the shadows of the cathedral, which many people don't know that the cathedral is the biggest cathedral in the Eastern Caribbean, you know, and all of these, so many poignant national events have happened in the cathedral, you know, that cause for the coming together of our society and our community. That, you know, it really, I am so happy that we have come today to do this and that it has been supported by the mayor and the minister.
Wonderful. What about yourself?
Well, no, I think it's important that we finally finish this step of the project. I have to admit, nights on TV, I also talked to Kenny Anthony already to see if we can do one in the south. And so one step at a time. But it's also important that we understand what Soraya talked a while ago, that this is part of a really big international organization, of a big, big movement. There's 250,000 of these all over the world. And finally, we have one in St. Lucia too. And it's just another piece in the puzzle that makes up Rotary and the things we do. So I'm happy we have one here in St. Lucia now.
Wonderful. Mr. Gentleman, you are there with us from the Satellite Club. Tell us, you know, what it means for you to be.
This is very poignant for us as a Rotary Club, and it speaks to the ethos of Rotary International. So besides being a people of action, this is a multi-dimensional project which covers all stages of Rotary, and we know we're in a state of war all around the world, and it's inspiring that we can target the youth because, as the minister said earlier, which was one of the main highlights of his speech, peace is the house is the bedrock, and that's where peace is built within the family structure. So just being able to come in and symbolically represent peace in St. Lucia, in Derek Walcott Square, is a very important job for the Rotary Club of St. Lucia and all Rotary clubs and everybody in St. Lucia.
Send home, you're sent home on peace.
Yeah, peace all around the world. We love each other, and you have to respect each other.
Absolutely, respect is the word. All right. So next time you pop into the Derek Walcott Square, it's right there, opposite. What's that opposite? Well, you'll find it. It's right there. You'll find it. You know. So let it be a reminder that peace reigns. Lucia and Taiwan has had a beautiful bond for quite some time. As a matter of fact, we just call Ambassador Chen. He is a Lucian as far as we're concerned, and we love him. You know that we love him. But again, another embarkation with St. Lucia and Taiwan. This time is on the Taiwan Spotlight program, and we've got a facilitator here on the island. Well, here's Anthony Wilkie. He's going to tell us all about it. Whenever you see this gentleman and you see him on the morning show, you know we're about to go into something exciting. That's right. That is banned onto the CDF. Well, at least for now, we have Anthony Wilkie here in our company again. Wilkie, what's going on?
Well, today we had the launch of our wood sculpting program for our project called Spotlight Taiwan. We just wanted to officially launch the program and get the word out there that the program is happening. We are creating this opportunity for artisans to hone their skills in wood sculpting and carving. We actually are joined today by a visiting facilitator from Taiwan, Mr. Minan Sai, compliments the Embassy of Taiwan as the collaborator for this project. So again, we're excited to kick things off. Today we actually start off with the hands-on part of it. We initially had online sessions where the participants were introduced to some of the history and other techniques outside of what they would have normally known. And today we start the hands-on experience with the material face-to-face.
No, I am curious because I'm just learning of that. My father is a sculptor, and I was thinking, had I known that, I probably would have joined the program. How did you recruit? How did the people get involved? How did you let them know? How did they be a part of it? Is it too late if somebody's out there and seeing this now?
Okay. Well, we initially put out a call for participation, knowing that we wanted to target persons who are already practicing. But we didn't want to limit it to that, however, because we know there are persons there who are interested and they have the passion for it, but they're looking for an avenue to actually learn and get those skills. So we put out a call, and luckily persons were able to take up the call and actually come out and participate. Yes, it's, I don't want to say it's too late, but anybody joining now would have missed the previous parts to it, which is the online, the history and all of those things. But definitely we want the public to come by to see what's happening, to be part of the experience. I mean, even though you spend half an hour with us, we're grateful for our presence, that sort of thing, and you definitely will be able to pick up something.
Is it a once in a lifetime? Would we find opportunities like that again where we can have, because I guess a lot of people may have missed this one. And if they did and they're realizing, okay, I'm looking at DBS and oh my God, I mean, would I ever get an opportunity like that again? To then keep an open mind?
Well, definitely. I mean, opportunities are endless. And it's also one of our goals that when we train persons, they themselves would go out there and train as well. Keep it going. Because we're all about legacy. We want the culture to continue. We want there to be movement. We don't want to train one set of people and they keep the knowledge to themselves. We want them to go out there, practice, and improve on the skills and also pass it on. So
you're hoping that's continuing?
Yeah, we're hoping that's what will happen. Of course, there may be other opportunities within the pipeline to do something more official. But for now, we're hoping that coming out of this, the persons receiving the training will not only enhance their work in the product that they put out, but they themselves will seek out and create opportunities to train other persons as well.
I like that. Well, I guess, yeah, that's a good thing, I guess, in that regard. So the next 4 weeks on the island, where is it going to be here at the CDF? The training is going to, you said you're hoping people will come by. So
the next 2 weeks.
Oh, 2.
Yes, because we've already completed two.
Two.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, so the next 2 weeks we are going to be here at the Cultural Development Foundation, Barnard Hill Castries. So again, we invite the public, come by, see what's happening. We welcome everyone. We want it to be community-based.
Full day?
Full day. We are here 10 to 3. We're just going to be creating masterpieces all day.
And would there be a display afterwards?
Yes, we are finalizing the details of that, but definitely we are hoping to have all the work on display at something big to be announced.
But I just heard, well, in his remark, Mr. Chen did mention something where there's going to be a display between our facilitator and our very own Jalim. Is that going to be happening in Taiwan or here?
That's happening right here. It is for the National Day celebrations, the Taiwanese National Day celebrations. We have facilitated a collaborative piece between the visiting facilitator, Mr. Minan Tai, and Jalim Yudovic. So they're going to be working on one piece together. together, both creatives implementing the ideas into one display, which will be on exhibition at the ceremony celebrating the National Day of Taiwan. That's on the 8th of October.
Wonderful. Well, you know what? We're here for it. We're going to be here popping in every so often and see what we can, where we can look at. We will definitely be here. But again, kudos to all involved.
Thank you so much. And thank you for always being here for us. We appreciate the support. And again, to the public, please come out, come see the work. Follow us on all our social media, CDF St. Lucia. We want you to be part of the conversation. We want you to be part of the experience and everything that we do as the Cultural Development Foundation.
A nice way to wrap up our show today, to take you down to the heart of Dennery, Richford Dennery to be exact. There's a gentleman down there that makes some nice local wines, and it's been getting popular by the minute. Here's VEL'S from VEL'S Multi-Services. We're down in Dennery, and not by chance, we hear this lovely young man here. I call him a young man. Mr. VEL here is quite an interesting man, and some of you may have encountered him before, because I know you've been going behind the high grade wine. I don't asking, I'm telling you. This gentleman here from VEL'S Multi-Service is quite an interesting man, and his passion for what he does is what drives it. But coming from that passion is so much. And I'm trying to encourage him and tell him, listen, this has to go beyond just a passion. And he damn it, this is my retirement thing. Just try and leave me alone, please. But so many people want wine, Mr. VEL. How are you?
Good. I'm very good.
Wonderful. So tell me about you and your winemaking. Well, you do so much more now.
Okay. First of all, I am Patrick Velinor, but known as VEL'S. The name of my company is VEL'S Multi-Services from Richford in Mabuya Valley. I started with the Latanier, the palms, where the ministry were issuing plants to farmers, Latanier and Morbi plants. So they realized that the Latanier plant was kind of dying out, phasing out. So they decided to give away plants to farmers. But most of the farmers were hesitant because they heard that it takes 5 years to get to a mature stage. And I felt, well, 5 years was good enough for me, because the politicians say it's long. They say it's so short. Yes. But I figured that is good enough. I can work with that. So I started planting the Latanier and the Morbi. It happened that during the whole planting of the Morbi, after about 4 to 5 years, I realized the Morbi start dying out because they were all mixed with the Latanier. Then I checked the ministry. We get to realize they are not compatible. So that was the first problem I encountered. But then I started using the Latanier, started making brooms after 5 years. I started making the brooms, and after about 7 years, I realized, look, the plant start bearing seeds, flowers and then seeds. The seeds were looking so attractive that I felt that I had to get to do something with it. Don't ask me what, I just say, I have to do something about it. So when I look at the seeds and I started doing my research, I asked people that have been in the Latanier field whether that is edible, and all our people tell you it's poisonous because they don't know about it. First thing they tell it's poisonous. So I went to the Ministry of Agriculture to find out, but I saw the birds eating the seeds. I remember my father telling me, as long as you see the birds eating the seeds, it's not poisonous. It's not poison. I tasted it. And I realized, what, I have a nice taste, So I went to the Ministry of Agriculture. They told me, let them get back to me. Then they told me, yes, it's edible. So I started making drinks, go to different workshops, different places, and get feedback from people, what they think. And the feedback was so encouraging that I said, let me try the wine. When I tried the wine, I went to the Bureau of Standard. They told me, what, Latanier seed? You have to do a nutrition analysis. I would have to take it to Trinidad, but it was a kind of difficult to send to Trinidad because of the alcohol in there. But anyway, I got a friend going to Trinidad. She took it to Trinidad for me. We did the nutrition analysis. Then the Bureau of Standards said they wanted a second opinion. I myself now took it to Canada because I have my people in Canada. Take it to the lab, do the nutrition, everything turned out good. And from there, that is where I started.
Absolutely.
I started with the Latanier. And from the time people start enjoying the Latanier, I start branching out in every fruit I see that especially those I see we have in abundance. I say, okay, now I go start making different wine. And this is where I really bounce up with, all the fruits and all the herbs and just name it. And it's like right now, give me the fruit or the herb and I'll make wine out of it.
Absolutely. As it stands today right now, about how many different plants and how many different types of wine, if you can actually put a number to it?
Between 18 to 20. Yeah.
And that's not a cap because we still explore.
No, as long as I get a wine I figure that look like something I should try, I just keep trying and it's just like sampling and I'm getting good results.
Right.
So I'm saying the sky is the limit.
Right. Now we're gonna take a tour and you guys gonna get to see that. But how do persons contact you? Because a lot of people, you're in high demand.
Well, from the time the ministry, I got in touch with the ministry, Commerce, Export St. Lucia, they start having the different activities, Constitution Park, and all other activities like the St. Lucia Taiwan trade shows. They start inviting me to it, and the people start enjoying the wine. So it makes me feel that just come out with the wines.
How do we contact you? Because some people might be looking now, they want wine.
Well, I'm in Richford, Dennery, opposite the police station, but my number is 284-1877. But you can find my product at the marketing board. You can find it at Island Pharmacy, Point Seraphine, Red Dot, and have other outlets, around.
Mr.
Yes.
Vell, it's time to take a tour now. We're going to take a tour. Let's go with us. Right, well, outfit in check. It's an awesome day to go on out and have an awesome day. And I hope you'll do just that. Have an awesome Wednesday. And meet me back here again tomorrow for another DBS This Morning.